Hello and welcome to the March 2024 edition of the Presale Pulse Trending Topic, bringing you the latest insights into the most talked about topics happening now in real estate. I'm Suzana Goncalves.
And I'm Brittany Reimer, and today we're excited to welcome a special guest joining us all the way from Kelowna, Taylor Musseau. Taylor is our Okanagan market expert. She is currently our EVP of Sales and Marketing and partner in the Okanagan, and we're very happy to have Taylor with us today to share her insights and expertise on the dynamic Okanagan market.
Wow, Britt, quite the introduction. Thanks so much for having me on the show. I'm super excited to be here. I'm really excited to dive into everything going on in the Okanagan market.
Yeah, welcome, Taylor. Thanks for joining us. Now, today we're going to talk all about the Okanagan, obviously, addressing housing supply, affordability, current market conditions, and policy changes. You know, all the easy topics. So let's jump into it. Taylor, give us the exclusive on the local market. What's been happening?
Thanks, Suze. I thought it would be good to begin by reflecting on the overall market dynamics in 2023. In general, we observe activity consistent with the market undergoing corrections. No surprise there. Referring back to the Black Book, the MLA intel that came out earlier on this year, the Okanagan Market Spotlight piece highlights the presale and resale stats that we observed in 2023. 13 projects began in presale in the Okanagan over the last year, releasing a little over 1,300 units into the market, and about 43% of those were absorbed for a total of 565 sales.
Now, those are healthy absorptions, but where are these projects located within the Okanagan?
Yeah, that's a good question. The Okanagan's in a big space. The majority of these projects were located in central Okanagan. 5 of them were between Kelowna and West Kelowna, and 3 landed in the South Okanagan.
And Taylor, from that, what product form would you say was the most popular in terms of launches in 2023?
Yeah, good question, Britt. More than half of the launches in the Okanagan were wood frame construction. There were actually only one concrete tower that went to market in 2023, and there were a few townhome launches as well. Given the current environment of elevated borrowing costs, wood frame construction appeared to be the preferred option, particularly for buyers that are seeking an entry-level pricing or an investment opportunity. Although the mindset of investors may have shifted a little bit near the end of the year following the provincial government's announcement on October 16th regarding the short-term rental legislation.
Yeah, that's a great point, Taylor. I know Suze and I are looking forward to a deeper dive into the effects on that policy and what it really means for that Kelowna market.
Yeah, no, there is a lot to unpack here. But on the topic of 2023, what did we see in terms of resale activity?
Looking into resales in the central Okanagan, which includes Kelowna, Peachland, and Summerland, all the way out to Lake Country, the total resales last year were down by about 27% when compared to 22, and down by 50% when compared to the bustling 2021 market. Activity in the past 2 years was really driven by lower borrowing costs and the flexibility to work at home.
Yeah, and as interest rates rose to a 20-year high and workers were required to actually return to the office, the downturn in the resale demand, I think, was inevitable and something that we all kind of expected would happen.
Yeah, absolutely. But despite the headwinds, and not to mention the most significant wildfire, I would say, in the last 20 years, the market remained fairly resilient. Demand is expected to continue and grow with increasing population numbers and the high quality of life offered in the beautiful Okanagan.
Yeah, no, it is one of the most beautiful areas in BC, so it's easy to see why it's so desirable.
You love the wine. I know it.
Big wine gal. Big wine gal.
I'm not going to say no.
Just lay it out there. What kind of wine do you drink? Maybe there's a viewer that will just send you a special package. Red, white, rosé.
Red.
She's going for a bottle of Oculus, everyone. Send it to the MLA office.
Done deal. And so, Taylor, in your opinion, what can we expect throughout 2024 in terms of market activity? I think that's the big kind of hot button here for Kelowna and for our viewers.
Yeah, I feel like it mirrors a little bit of the Lower Mainland, probably a slow start to the year, and hopefully with interest rate announcements throughout the year, the market will start to react to that later in 2024. I think a lot of the home buyers have been waiting on the sidelines and they're waiting for more affordable borrowing costs. But that being said, the rental restrictions will probably affect a number of the stakeholders in the community. So it'll be interesting to see how the year plays out.
Yes, now these restrictions will be effective May 1st of this year. The purpose is to improve housing supply and affordability across the province. But what do you think the consequences of this is actually going to be?
Oh, you've hit the hot button. You've hit the hot button.
No, sorry.
Steam going out the side of my head. Obviously, tourism is going to greatly suffer as short-term rentals serve a massive amount of accommodation for people traveling to the Okanagan. The restrictions are going to ripple to local businesses who rely on the tourism in the summer. It's also going to be challenging for students and other short-term visitors. We have, apprenticeships and people coming to work in the hospital, and really difficult to find accommodation.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially tough for communities such as Kelowna and Penticton. There really is already a shortage of hotels and alternative hospitality. Short-term rentals serve as a significant source of lodging for tourists in these areas. Now, what will this mean for homeowners and the real estate market as a whole, especially in 2024?
Yeah, great question. And we just don't have anywhere near enough hotels to support tourism in the Okanagan. And many people traveling with large families or staying for an extended period of time, hotels are just not an option. So it's my belief that those people are just going to stop coming to the Okanagan, and businesses will suffer from it. The cost of ownership has also soared with the current interest rate environment, and property owners are going to be left with vacant units if returned to the long-term rental stock. This could force owners to consider selling and potentially leading to an oversupply in the market. We just can't afford to put long-term renters in at today's rates and the cost of ownership.
Yeah, that is a challenging position to be in. As stakeholders grapple with these repercussions, the demand for a more flexible approach becomes increasingly more important.
Exactly, Suze. For Kelowna, the stringent stance on these short-term rental restrictions reflects a broader difficulty that when formulating effective policies, economic vitality and specific community needs must be taken into consideration, and they just weren't here.
And with the nervousness about this policy and how it will affect the market, we're also hearing many projects are delaying projects, which will further bring down housing starts. Now, are you hearing the same thing? And does the province realize we've kind of set our fastest growing center outside of Vancouver for kind of a massive undersupply and therefore future price run?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard that in the market, some people stalling on when they want to go to market. I think a combination of the policy as well as the interest rate climate and thinking of pushing projects down the path. I've also seen a bit of a shift and people considering other locations or geographies like Alberta. We're seeing an exodus for the first time. We've had 5 quarters of an exodus from BC residents to Alberta. No rental restrictions, less, barriers to entry when you're getting in, thinking about taxes, and a great investment opportunity overall. So I think that way people are investing is maybe just going to shift and open up to different areas.
Yeah, it's a good point. Calgary in the last little while has sort of been kind of the brightest light in even the whole country. So I think you're right about seeing that shift into that market.
Yeah, we're seeing about 100 residents a day moving into Calgary. The purchase prices are significantly lower compared to other metropolis cities across Canada, and rental rates are quite high. So it is a great opportunity to look at, and Calgary's certainly been bustling in compared to some of the other markets here in BC.
So thank you so much for joining us, Taylor. I believe that wraps up another episode of the Presale Pulse trending topic. Thank you so much for making the trek down all the way from Kelowna. Now, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and Newswire, our daily email roundup, providing you with the latest real estate news. We want you to stay informed and stay real estate intelligent. We'll see you next month.